Hello, everybody. This week we go a little bit deeper into the logic of humor and how it all works with an audience. And let me start with the readings. So let's bop on over to the modules page. And you'll see a rule book for arguments where you read about basic arguments for last week's discussion and reading questions. This way we're going to drill a little bit deeper is by going into what you read. Short arguments, basically they were deductive in their structure. It was just a nice warm-up for deductive arguments. So here we are. Here's the chapter. Now I'm only going to ask you to read just a few of the pages. So 1, 2, 3. I hope this thing will wake up. All right. Just read to the end of modus tollens. That's rule number 3 in the chapter. No, sorry, 23. It's not really a rule. These are more descriptions, really. But anyway, head on down, read the first 3 full pages carefully and slowly, and pay attention to the symbols they use, P and Q. P stands for premise, and Q stands for conclusion. Strangely enough, I want you to use those. See the square brackets? It kind of distills things really well and makes it easy to follow the structure. So once you finish with modus tollens, which is at the top of the 4th page of the chapter, stop. So just read that far, and you'll be in good shape. Now there's a little bit more to read, and you've been here before on the modules page. Let's bop down to useful terms. You're going to be using this as well this week, and especially the appeals, how an author, a speaker establishes credibility, how, and that's in the mind of the audience. They're not doing it in a vacuum, in other words. And the appeal to logic, how well the author is getting the reasoning across. And because you're dealing with comedy, appeal to emotion's the easiest one. If the joke gets a laugh, they've made an appeal to emotion. After all, a laugh is an emotional reaction, right? And keep an eye on basic joke structure and these terms you're familiar with and getting ever more familiar with them. And one more set of materials. I wouldn't call these readings, although you could, because you can use subtitles, which I think is a really good idea. So if you head on a little further down below our useful terms, you get to the web links. And each one of these is a video clip by a stand-up comedian. Jeff Foxworthy's is the only one that doesn't have closed captioning. The others do, and they come in handy so you can actually see the jokes because you are going to do some quoting. And the Margaret Cho one, by the way, the Margaret Cho one of her jokes is about her own body hair. So if you're uncomfortable with that, you can just not open that one if you don't want to. The others are fine as far as issues we've all been reading about, hearing about, talking about for years. So that's where we're at for this week, and You'll need to listen to some of these and pick a favorite because I'm going to use it for the discussions this week. More on that Thursday.